Hello. So it's a great day and it's time for another book review. This time it is for The Help by Kathryn Stockett. Overall, I find this book to be quite lovely. I really enjoyed reading this book and I'm gonna talk about why in this video. But first, I'm going to talk about what this book is roughly about. So, The Help tells us a story and the relationship between the African American maids and their white employers in 1960s racially segregated Jackson, Mississippi. And central to this novel, there are three characters. So, the first character is Abilene, and she is a maid working in Jackson, Mississippi, and she just lost her child, and essentially she just focuses on her job as a maid. And the second character is Minnie, and she's also an African American maid, and she's working for a different person in this novel. One of the subplots in this novel actually involves her experience working with that particular white employer named Celia, and that one is actually one of the storylines that I really like in this book because it kind of shows a totally different kind of dynamics between the maid and the employer. And the third character is called Skeeter, and she is a white woman who just graduated from college and she's just kind of like trying to figure out what she wants to do. But one of the things that is her motivation in this book is that she is curious as to why her maid who took care of her while she was a child suddenly disappeared. And so that is probably like one of the things that kind of drive her action is this novel. So essentially what this novel is about is, well, mainly it's about the relationship between the maids and their employers. Focusing on the characters, it is also about how Skeeter, who just graduated from college, she kind of has this view on her society, partly driven by the fact that she wants to know what's going on with her own maid, and partly driven by the fact that she just finds things to be not cool and she wants to change things around with how the maids are treated. And so she starts to have this project in which she interviews the maids about their experiences working with with their employers in Jackson. And she approaches Abilene not only to interview her for that particular purpose, but she also wants to kind of know what exactly happened to a former maid. And eventually she was able to like interview more people, and this novel kind of like tells us also what are the difficulties that they face, what are the challenges, and how they are going to be like navigate through those activities that they're trying to do. Because just the fact that Skeeter, a white woman, is actually like seeing the maids, it's kind of like a risky move for everyone for everyone involved. And that is kind of like why this novel is quite gripping. You get to enjoy like if they are going to be able to succeed in writing that project down and actually publish it. One thing that I really like about this novel is that there are characters of really different attitudes regarding to the main subject of this novel, which is racism in 1960s America. You get to see perspectives from the African American maids, and you also get to see the perspectives of the employers. Just because you have like two parties right here, there are like different individuals from each party as well. And you get to see like different kinds of perspectives from each of the individuals as well, and some of them are blatantly against the whole racism and dynamics. Some of them are actually supporting it, but some of the characters are actually quite ambiguous as well, and we kind of get to see like different kinds of characters interacting with each other. That said, one thing that I find a little bit strange is the fact that the tone of this novel is, for me, it's weirdly and consistently uplifting. There is this sense of positivity that is going on throughout this novel, but the thing is there are real stakes involved. The fact that Skeeter actually meets with the maids regularly just for interviewing them is already, something that poses like real risk. Some people can lose their job, some people can get hurt, especially during that time in history in America where it was actually a real danger for her to be doing such things. But the novel's tone is like really positive throughout, and even though there are scenes in which that involves violence and death in the novel, there's this lingering sense of positivity that kind of makes you feel like, despite all of the stakes that the main characters are facing, you don't feel like they are probably gonna fail. You have this sense that the novel is probably gonna have a happy ending. So I don't know, I just find it a little bit weird for something that is serious. The fact that the novel just feels lighthearted most of the time, it feels strange. Let me know how you feel if you have read this book, what you feel about the tone. I just feel that it's a bit weird for it to be having that feel good, sense from the beginning to the end. But overall, if you are the kind of person who just wants to kind of like read something that makes you feel good, if you want something that focuses more on the positive side of things, then The Help is probably a good novel for you to read. So that's it for now for this review. Let me know if you have read this book and if you have any thoughts on it, whether you like it or dislike it. You can click the like button if you like this video. If you like this content and you want to see more of it, please subscribe. So that's it for the review this time, and I'll see you in the next video for whatever I'm gonna talk about. So yeah, bye!